Hello, hello. It is day 4 already. I can't believe where this week is going. I am having so much fun this week seeing everything you're sharing. Sharing from the stuff you're doing to help with the biting and chewing. You've been sharing how you're going to build your puppy's confidence up so they're okay to be on their own. And of course the socialization as well, get them used to be that really socially acceptable puppy. So well done, and thank you for all the sharing you've been doing. It's really great to see, and I love how everyone's getting so involved. It's really super. Yeah, and I love that you're all happy to share as well. Like I said, what Michelle and Yo have created here is such a lovely community of you guys in. Really nice community. So again, before we get started, my little reminder, share where you are. Just let me know. Yeah, let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Put down in the comments below. And again, as always, any questions and comments or any worries that you want to ask us, put them in the comments below. And replay, if you're watching, replay, #replay for me, guys. So I know if you're watching the replay, because I don't want anyone to be missed. Don't want anyone to be missed. Before we go any further, let's get started. So today we are doing enrichment. We are on enrichment. So this is one of my favourite things to do. I absolutely love doing enrichment with my guys. It's something that's really super important, really important. But again, I'm just going to have a little bit of solo about me again. I'm Carrie. For anyone that's only first day is day 4, don't worry. You've still got access to the past few days. You can still watch back on them. But I'm Carrie. I'm head trainer at Carrie's Canines and Friends, and I specialise in helping new puppy owners with their new pups. There's my 2 there. I've got a third puppy on the way in a few weeks' time, which I'm super excited about. Not named yet, but this is Eric and Maisie, my current dogs. So, and this is who I do plenty of this sort of stuff with. This is what I want. Who wants this for their puppy? Nice and chilled out, chilling out, sleeping. Maybe not on the sofa. Not everyone wants the dogs on the sofa, but nice chilled out dogs. But how can we create this? How can we create it? So to create a nice chilled, fully enriched dog, it needs physical exercise is really important, but you also need to be providing your dogs and your puppies with mental stimulation. Yeah, there's no point just doing lots and lots of physical exercise for your dog. What will happen if you just purely do physical exercise with your dog? You will create an athlete. So I've heard them. I've heard these people go, "Oh, my dog must be walked 7 hours a day," and I'm just like, how do you fit 7 hours anyway into your day to walk your dog? How do you fit that in? I absolutely could not fit that in, even if I tried. Yeah, but what they've done, they've created a really fit athlete. Yeah, so your dogs will always walk that little bit further than you do the walk. So you do a certain amount of walk, they'll always go that little bit further. Yeah, they'll always do that little bit more, always go that little bit further. So you create what you want to create. Okay, so one of my suggestions is, before we go into enrichment with exercise, decide what fits for your lifestyle, decide what you want to do. And I'd also suggest a little bit of yo-yo in it some days as well. So some days, my guys, I have got my little Cavapoo, he is super happy with whatever he gets. He will do a 4-hour big nice hike with me. But also 20 minutes is fine to go back to bed. Absolutely happy, yeah. But because I've created this, and that's the same with my collie cross spaniel. So she is working lines. She from working collie and working spaniel, so she's 2 working lines put together. Yeah, she's all right. 20 minutes, as long as we do other stuff as well. This is where the enrichment comes in, this mental stimulation. As long as we do other stuff as well, she's like that dog on the sofa. Okay. If you've got any questions on that, obviously, like I said, every day, put them in the comments below. So what we want, why we want it, and what we're going to do. So tired brain equals a tired puppy. Who doesn't want I want a tired puppy. I will be definitely wanting a nice, sleepy, chilled out puppy when she arrives. Yeah. And to create that, yeah, to begin with, she can't even go on walks, can she? Yeah. So when your puppy's really young, they can't go out to begin with until they're fully vaccinated. But what can you do with them instead? Okay, so that this is really good for those puppies where you're like, oh my goodness, they are, like we talked about the other day, little bitey little alligators. Yeah, where can we channel that energy? We need to channel that energy somewhere else, like I mentioned the other day. Is channeling that energy somewhere else by using enrichment. It's going to help your puppy be more chilled out and more sleepy. We're going to get that mental stimulation. Getting your puppy and your dogs, if you've got an older dog, get them using the nose. It's important for all. So 15 minutes scent work game is better than an hour's walk. Yeah. They have got, well, we've got about 5 million scent receptors. Our dogs have got ranges between breeds, but about 300 million scent receptors. Look at the difference in that. That is massive. So I was at a dog conference, or dog course, and what they said was if we could see as far as they could smell, we'd see from London to New York. And for me, that fact just went, that is going to stay in my head for sure. That fact is super staying in my head. And I think it's just, it really puts in perspective for us like how important it is to get our dogs to use their nose. So one of the first games I've got for you today. So what I always say with enrichment, it doesn't have to be expensive. You can see on the video here, I'm just using a towel. So it's just a dog towel. It's not the best video, I will admit. This is quite an old video of mine. But yeah, just using a towel. So enrichment really doesn't have to be expensive. So as you can see there, what I have done with this old towel, so I've laid an old towel out. I've put a few treats, rolled it up, put a few treats, rolled it up, put a few more treats, rolled it up. And what Maisie's got to try and figure out, this is Maisie when she was very young as well. Or she's got to figure out is to roll it with her nose to get to the treats. She's a clever monkey, isn't she? She's done quite, but you can see I'm still having to try and help her a little bit. So do help your puppies, yeah? Don't make all these things, don't like wrap it up really tightly and really hard, or only put one treat right at the end. Making anything, if maybe something's too hard for me to do, I'd put, I can't do it, it's too hard, yeah? That's maybe a little bit of that type of person I am as well though. But yeah, don't make it too hard. So that's one way you can do it. So the second bit of like playing with a towel, all I've done is scrunched it up on the floor. Scrunched it up on the floor, hiding treats around it. Now she's just got to search through the towel, see if she can find the treats. Getting her using her nose. Look at her using her nose to try and find them. Yes, she has seen me do it. It's also getting her to use her nose. You can literally see her using her nose there. Yeah. But this is it's really simple, really easy. If this is like, you're like, yeah, it's a bit too easy for my dog, but put the knots in it. I had someone the other week do this game, scatter through, scrunch it up, and then tighten like a big part on. The dog had to like try and figure out how to pull these knots apart. It had so much fun doing it, so much fun. So I call this one wrap it up. Yeah, you are wrapping up the treat into, yeah, just I just use a dog towel. Just use a dog towel. So don't use your best one out the bathroom. Second game, is it going to play for me? Starts in probably a sec. So this one is making use of your recycling. Yeah. So again, it doesn't have to be expensive. Yeah. So all I've done here, we've got both my dogs here, so I usually just do this one, although it came out to be cheapy. So I did this outside because it was a nice warm day. We're in the UK, so it's not that warm in the UK, but warm for us. So what I did, this is just, it tends to make me a little bit of a hoarder if I'm completely honest, because I tend to hoard on something. Oh, I know what I could use that for. They keep in different boxes, different sizes, different textures. And what else have I got in there? I think I put some tins and stuff in there, probably some bubble wrap in there. So putting lots of different things and then popping treats and stuff through it and encouraging my dog to use her nose and find it. So this is getting them using their noses, this is building confidence. See where Maisie's got a nose in there, so that's a little box. I've chucked a few bottles in, so it's got some plastic bottles in there, so that's going to make noises as she pushes them around. So Maisie is a confident dog. You can see she's just pushing her way through to get all the food. She absolutely loves playing this game. And I do really encourage this for puppies. With little Eric, you saw pop on the screen a minute ago. He wasn't a confident puppy. This game really did help him. What I would do is get a much smaller version of this out. So you don't have to do a version this big. You can do a much smaller version. Just do a few bits in the kitchen. Yeah, a few bits in the kitchen to get started. You can start with just a box. Absolutely can start with just a box and put some treats on the box, next to the box and in the box. Yeah, start there and then build up. You saw that Maze was knocking stuff over on this. This is the sort of stuff you build up to. This isn't what I'd want you to start straight. I wouldn't want you to pile stuff up really high so your puppy knocks it all over and it scares your puppy to death. Yeah, start it nice, slow, start it nice and easy. Whereas with little Eric, so your little Eric, I used to do a much smaller one to begin with. And what I would do is use stuff that I know is can't find. You can see Maze just chucking stuff out the box. He really doesn't care. Start nice and low, start it easy with him. Will he put his head into a box? Yeah, because a dog's head going into something is a real big confidence thing as well as making this really good fun for an enriching game. For him, foil was his nemesis, absolute nemesis. So to start with, it was a small piece of foil, I lay out flat for him, and that was it. He wouldn't even go near it. He wouldn't even touch it. He will now. He doesn't mind now. So yeah, building these things up and watching. This is where you need to watch your dog's body language as well with this one. You want to make sure your dog's comfortable and happy, and you don't make it too noisy, too much stuff falling, or thinking about the textures and stuff you use and different types of plastics. You get different types of plastics you can chuck in this one as well. Okay. So go at your, again, like I've been saying all week, always just going at your puppy's pace, guys. I want them to enjoy this. This is supposed to be fun. So it's enriching the brain, but it's also a confidence booster, and it's getting them to use their nose. Cool. So next game, here you go. We've got little Eric on this one. Oh, it's a little bit of a rocky camera, this one, isn't it? So this game is what I call my Find It. So as you can see here, I've set up items in the garden. It was a nice day, so we're like, let's take this outside. But you can just do this in your living room, in your kitchen, around your house. So what I've done is set some items up so he's got stuff to look around. And to be honest, you could just do it in the garden. You don't have to put even items out in the garden. And what I've done is hidden treats around on top of all the different items for him to go and find. What you'll see him do in a minute, it's going up from, so what I've used on this one is a little bit of pate on stuff, a little bit of pate. I think it's liver paste I've used. So you can just do this with pieces, little tiny pieces of the dinner. You could just use treats, completely up to you and what your dog loves. What I would always say with this game to begin with, the first time you do this game, you want them to see what you're doing. Again, not making stuff too hard. You make stuff too hard, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. Making stuff too hard, and they don't know what they're doing either. So if you can get someone to hold your dog while you hide the treats, maybe you do it outside like I have. We've done some items. Okay, Maisie wants to join in. I've done around some items. You just do it around your living room. Put them in different places around the living room. Be really obvious. I've got a treat. I'm putting it here. Make it super obvious. All you can do is put a word on it, Find It. So no, Find It means go look for treats that I've hidden. When they get good at it, oh, Maisie's getting involved as well. When they get good at it, what you can do, put them in a different room, hide the treats, and then bring them back in and encourage them to find them. Okay, so I'd love you to have a go at this one. Again, dog training, this enrichment doesn't have to be expensive. Make it nice and easy and simple and fun. If I don't want to give you loads of stuff to it takes ages to set up. These things putting stuff on the ground like I did there, obviously took a little bit longer to set up. You can just do it around your home, around your houses, around your living room, inside the garden, depending what you ever like is there. So a little quick note. So enrichment is also the environment, okay? Yes, I have shown you different ways of stuff we're adding to encourage like making enrichment games. But enriching your dog is also the environment. So what I'd love you to do is mix up your walks. Mixing up your walks is really enriching for our dogs. Even if you're like, well, I need to kind of do this walk, it's a local one, I have to go to work, things are busy, go a different route, go a different direction. Go the opposite direction is a different route you can take on the same walk, mixing it up all the time for your dog's noses. Yeah, so they get different scents, they get different, all their different senses are used on your walks. Yeah, this is what we really want you guys to be doing. So mixing up your walks when you can, go to a completely different walk. Your dogs notice this as well. If you take your dogs on a brand new walk, even if it's the same amount of time as a walk, they know they will be more tired. Absolutely will, because of all the different senses they're using since a new walk. Yeah, getting your dog using their nose, like I said before, 15 minutes of scent work is better than hours walk. So let's get you really getting your dog's nose used. You have a happy and content, chilled out dog. So today's challenge, I've sneaked in a fourth one here, haven't I? This fourth one, before I tell you what you're going to do for me, is a bit of scatter feeding. As you saw there, I've just thrown, oh my goodness, it was a rocky camera, thrown some treats. So we were just on a walk and I randomly filmed this. So I've just thrown about 10 treats on the floor. You can see them straight away, they've put their noses down, and what they're doing is finding the treats on the floor. It's also giving them something to do. As you see this runner going by, they do not care about the runner going by, and they're nice and happy, using a little bit of scatter feeding. So this is a really simple, easy one to do. And you can do this at home as well. I don't have to use it for walks. They go, cyclists gone by, absolutely not. First, we're happy just doing a little bit of scatter feeding on the tarmac. So doing it on the tarmac or something hard first when they can see it is where I would absolutely be starting with your puppies. Or if your dogs are using this for your older dogs, not done it before, make it really easy. Always making stuff easy for them. So always on tarmac and stuff first. I think in a minute, I mix it up and I throw it into, there's like quite short grass next to the tarmac. So that's what you do next. When you're like, yeah, they're getting this, let's get them using their noses even more. Let's sprinkle a little area there. There you go. I've got some. There you go. That's just some of their kibble. That would be some of their breakfast I've taken out, and just chucking it into the grass. And when they get that, they're like quite short. There you go. They go into the grass. It's a little bit harder for them, and you can make it harder and harder by maybe longer grass or scattering it like a wider distance. So start off in quite like small distance. Eric's like, yeah, I'm not bothered. I've had enough, I think. So scattering in quite a small area, that's the word I was looking for, small area, and then gradually scattering further and further. I have them for their breakfast, gone out the back door, had their breakfast and thrown it across the garden, okay? And then they've just got to find their breakfast in the garden. But if you do that with your dog that doesn't know what it's doing, has never done it before, they'll just be like, I'm not sure what you're doing. They're not going to spend ages looking for it. The maze is like, I am determined to get all these pieces of kibble that you've scattered for me. So today's challenge, we've got an extra dog on the film there as well. So today's challenge, try one of these new enrichment games with your puppy, even if it's just like, oh, I'm a little bit busy. I'm just going to stop the video later to keep talking a bit at the end. So yeah, try these enrichment games with your puppy, even if it is you're like a little bit struggling for time. But what I'm going to do, my walk today or my walk tonight, what I'm going to do is just mix it up and go a different direction and tell us what you've been doing. Pop hashtag enrichment. But what I'd love to see as well is share some videos in the group for me, guys. Share some videos. And yes, if you want to learn more, if you want any extra help and guidance, guys, if you want to help with that little cute bundle of fluff you brought home that is now turned into a little bit of a Tasmanian devil and they're just not listening to you anymore and you just want to get it right, book a free discovery call in with me. I have popped a little link below. And if you want to have a little chat with me and want some help and guidance with your puppies. So let's start the share. I hope you've enjoyed today, looking into a little bit of enrichment and how it doesn't have to be expensive. I always say, yeah, dog training doesn't have to be expensive, guys. Make use of what you've got. And what I love about using like your recycling and stuff, it was going in the bin anyway. So let's make use of it before it goes. So I will look forward to seeing all your shares of your videos, and I should be popping back in before day 5 tomorrow already. I can't believe it. Before day 5 tomorrow, I will be popping back into the videos. But I will see you all for day 5 tomorrow. I can't wait. Just what I've got to share with you. So I shall see you later. Bye bye.